Hello students. As you know, we are discussing about the cell organelles. Cell organelles are the living component of the cell that have their own specific structure and functions. Means cell organelles are the tiny organs of the cell that perform the different kind of activities for the cell. Here in this video we are going to study about the Golgi apparatus, and that is also known as Golgi complex. So this cell organelle is also double membranous cell organelle like the endoplasmic reticulum, and the structure of the membrane is similar to the structure of the cell membrane. This cell organelle was first discovered by the scientist Camillo Golgi in 1898 while he was studying the nerve cells. Okay, when he was studying the nerve cells, he found the Golgi apparatus in the cytoplasm of the nerve cell, and he named it, and the latter it was named after him, that is Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex, or sometimes it is also called as Golgi body. So what is this structure or organelle and what is the function of this organelle, we will discuss further in this video. So this cell organelle is called as modification and packaging unit of the cell. Means they modify and package the various kind of molecules and compounds within the cell. That's why this cell organelle is called as modification and packaging unit of the cell. And what does it have? Golgi apparatus consists of a system of membrane bound vesicles which are arranged somewhat parallel to each other in stacks called as cisternae and associated with the discharge secretory vesicles. Golgi apparatus are mainly made up of the tubules like structure, and these tubules are arranged parallelly one after the other, and these tubules are called as cisternae. Okay, and beside, or you can say in front of these parallelly arranged cisternae, there are vesicles. These are called secretory vesicles. They are associated with this cisternae, and both cisternae and secretory vesicles are collectively called as Golgi complex. Now you can see at one face, at one side it is concave in a structure, and that concave face or side is known as transface of the Golgi apparatus. The concave side of the Golgi apparatus is known as transface. Okay, and on the opposite side of the transface, that is somewhat convex in the structure, in the shape, and that side is known as cisface. So Golgi apparatus has two sides, one is concave and another is convex. So the concave face is known as transface and the convex face is known as the cisface. Convex face is generally found towards the endoplasmic reticulum, because generally you will see the location of Golgi body in the cytoplasm is near to the endoplasmic reticulum, and the arrangement of the Golgi body is the cis face is in front of the endoplasmic reticulum in the cytoplasm, and the trans face is far from the endoplasmic reticulum. Now in plant cells, this Golgi apparatus are called as dictyosomes. In plant cells, The Golgi apparatus are called as dictyosomes. You have to remember this. Now I'll see the structure of the Golgi body. So there are three distinct components visible in the Golgi apparatus. You can write that there are three distinct components visible in the Golgi apparatus. First one is flattened sacs called as cisternae. Second one is clusters of tubules and vesicles, and third one is large vesicles. These three components are collectively make the Golgi apparatus. The flattened and curved sacs that are called cisternae, they are overlapping and bordered by the tubules and vesicles and vacuoles, and they are found arranged parallelly one after the another. As I said, it is a polarized structure having a convex and a concave face. The convex side found towards the nucleus or endoplasmic reticulum, and concave face found towards the plasma membrane. As I said earlier, it is a polarized structure, means having a convex and a concave face, and always the convex face found towards the nucleus or endoplasmic reticulum, and the concave face found towards the cell membrane or plasma membrane. The convex face is called as cis face, and the concave face is called the trans face. So this is about the structure of the Golgi apparatus. You have to remember the structure of the Golgi apparatus have three components: the flattened sacs called as cisternae, and the cluster of tubules and vesicles, and the large vesicles. These three components make the structure of the Golgi apparatus. Now we have to study about the functions of the Golgi apparatus. What are the main functions? Why they are present in the cell? So here it helps in the storage, modification and packaging of the secretory products like mucus, enzymes and hormones, etc. in the vesicles. Inside the cell, especially in the secretory cells, those cells which secrete enzymes, mucus or hormones, in that cells the Golgi apparatus help in the storage of those secretory substances, their modification, they help in their modification and packaging. After the storage and modification and packaging, they also help in the transportation of that substances within the cell. So you can say the transportation of the secretory substances in the cell is done by the Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex. It also helps in the formation of lysosomes. The secretory vesicles in the Golgi apparatus convert into the lysosomes. As you know, the lysosomes are the digestive system of the cell. Lysosomes are they are the vesicles. They have digestive enzymes in it, so they help in the digestion of the complex material into their simpler units. And these lysosomes, these digestive system of the cell, are formed by the Golgi complex. So this is the another function of Golgi complex. What is this? This is the formation of the lysosome. Fourth, the endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi complex together play the key role in the biosynthesis, transport and release of secretory proteins. We are talking about the protein here. Endoplasmic with the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex together, they play a very important role in the biosynthesis of these secretory proteins, their transport and their release. So you can say the Golgi complex help in the formation and transport and release of the secretory proteins in a cell. So these are the some basic functions of the Golgi apparatus in the cell. What are these? The first one is it helps in the storage, modification and packaging of the secretory products. That's why the Golgi apparatus is called as modification and packaging unit of the cell. Next, it helps in the transportation of the substance, and the third one is it also helps in the formation of the lysosomes. Lysosomes are formed by the Golgi apparatus. The fourth one is they help in the formation, transport, and secretion of and release or secretion of the secretory proteins. So these are the main important functions of the Golgi apparatus. Now there are few questions related to the Golgi complex. Let's see. The first one is who discovered the Golgi apparatus? So you will write Camillo Golgi. Who discovered the Golgi apparatus? Camillo Golgi. The second question is in plant cells Golgi apparatus is called as. In plant cells the Golgi apparatus is called as dictyosome. The third question is secretion of enzymes, mucus and hormones is done by the Golgi complex in the cell. And lysosomes arise from which cell organelle? Again this is Golgi complex. So these are a few important questions related to the Golgi complex. So this is all about this cell organelle, that is Golgi complex. Now we will discuss about the next cell organelle, that is mitochondria. Here this is the next very important cell organelle of the eukaryotic cell, and that is called as the powerhouse of the cell. Why this organelle called as the powerhouse of the cell? Because it generates energy for the cell. It is the site where energy is generated in the cell. Okay, so these are the hollow sac-like cell organelles found in all eukaryotic cells except mature red blood corpuscles, that is RBCs of the mammals. How it look like? It look like hollow and sac-like. Okay, it looks sac-like and they are hollow from inside, and they are the characteristic feature of the eukaryotic cells except the red blood cells of the mammals. The red blood cells of the mammals, they do not have mitochondria. Okay, now unlike most other organelles, the mitochondria are large enough to be resolved with a light microscope. Most of the cell organelles are very minute, they cannot be seen by the light microscope or compound microscope, but here in this case of the mitochondria, these are little bit bigger in size and large in size, so that they can be resolved with the light microscope. Now the shape and number and the size of the mitochondria vary in different type of cells. Means the shape, number and size of mitochondria are not fixed. It can vary in cell to cell. The next is number of mitochondria varies from 50 to several thousand depending upon the physiology or functions of the concerned cells. The number of mitochondria can be varied. Means the cells which need more amount of energy, they will have more number of mitochondria, because mitochondria produce energy. So those cells which are having the need of more energy, they will have more number of mitochondria, and those who are having less need of energy, they will have less number of mitochondria. Higher the rate of metabolism in a cell, more is the number of mitochondria in it. The rate of metabolism will be higher, then the number of mitochondria will also be high, because metabolism will be high means the need of energy is high. So for the need of energy, there will be more number of mitochondria in that cell. I mean to say that the number of mitochondria depends on the need of that particular cell. If the cell has more requirement of energy, so they will have more number of mitochondria. And if they need less amount of energy, so they will have less number of mitochondria. And number of mitochondria can vary from 50 to several thousand. It can be minimum, it can be 50, and it can be several thousand. It depends on the need of the energy of the cell. Now we will discuss about the structure of the mitochondria. So the shape of the mitochondria is little bit oval generally, and this hollow oval sac like cell organelle is made up of two unit membrane. It consists of two unit membrane. The first one is outer membrane and the second one is inner membrane. The outer membrane is smooth and straight. This outer membrane is smooth. They are not folded. But in contrast to the outer membrane, you will see the inner membrane is folded. They are not smooth. The inner membrane is not smooth. It is folded. Okay. And this folded part of the inner membrane is called as cristae. The folded part of the inner membrane is called as cristae. And on that inner membrane there are very important particles attached on it, and that particles are known as F0, F1 particles, or they are also called as oxysomes. Okay. The space between the outer membrane and inner membrane is called as intermembrane space, and it is filled with a fluid. Inside the inner membrane of the mitochondria there is a fluid, and that fluid of the mitochondria is called as matrix. Inside the matrix a circular DNA is found. Means mitochondria have their own DNA. They have a circular DNA. Other than DNA, they have ribosomal particles. They also have their own ribosomes. You can say this cell organelle has its own DNA and ribosomes, so that they can produce their own protein. Now you can summarize the structure of mitochondria is like this. A mitochondria consists of a fluid filled cavity surrounded by two unit membrane. Means mitochondria having a cavity, and that cavity is surrounded by two unit membrane. An outer limiting membrane called as outer membrane, and that is smooth and straight. The second one is a thicker inner membrane that is infolded into the cavity, forming a number of ridges, that is called cristae. And the cristae bears numerous regularly shaped minute club shaped particles projecting into the mitochondrial cavity, and these particles are called elementary or F0, F1 particles or oxysomes. The space between the two membranes is filled with fluid called intermembrane space. The space between the outer and inner membrane of the mitochondria is filled with a fluid, and that space is called intermembranous space. The mitochondrial cavity is filled with a fluid, and that fluid is called as matrix. Inside the membrane of the mitochondria there is a cavity, and that cavity is filled with the matrix fluid, and that fluid is called as matrix. Now mitochondria have their own circular DNA and ribosomes too. That's why they can produce their own protein. Now we will see the function of the mitochondria. The mitochondria are the energy converting organelles, that is powerhouse or power plants of the eukaryotic cells. Mitochondria are the cell organelles in which the production of energy takes place. That's why they are called energy converting organelles or powerhouse or the power plants of the eukaryotic cells. What happens during the production of energy? Oxidative degradation of fuel substances occur, stepwise in the mitochondria, resulting into the release of the chemical energy of these substances. The fuel substances like carbohydrate or fat, they get oxidized inside the mitochondria, and a series of reactions take place, and at the end of the reactions the chemical energy of the fuel substances convert into the ATP, a new molecule, energy containing molecule, that is called as ATP, adenosine triphosphate. And this adenosine triphosphate store the energy liberated by the oxidation of the fuel substances like glucose and fat, and that's why this ATP is called as the energy currency of the cell, because it stores the energy liberated by the oxidation of the fuel substances inside the mitochondria. Now, one more function of mitochondria is they also serve for the storage of calcium ions and regulate the concentrations of the calcium ion in the cytosol of the cell. The mitochondria is work as the storage house of the calcium ions and regulate the consistency or concentration of the ions, calcium ion in the cell. So this is the basic function of the mitochondria. The main basic function of the mitochondria is the production of energy for the cell, and the second work is the storage of the calcium ions. So this is all about the mitochondria. So this is all about this video. Thank you.